Say goodbye to boring workouts. Today we are going to do a Pilates workout on our ladder barrel. Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today. Hi, I'm Lesley Logan, co-founder of OnlinePilatesClasses.com. I've been teaching Pilates since 2008 and doing it since 2005. And one of my favorite things to do is just take advantage of all that the ladder barrel has to offer. So the ladder barrel, this one is a Contrology ladder barrel. It is incredible. What I love about it is there's a pedal down here and I can move the ladder barrel to make it longer and I can pull it back with my foot to make it shorter. I typically actually use it on the more standard length, and how you want to know what your ladder barrel should be set up as. If you have one where you've got some wheels you can adjust, is you want your femur to fit from the ladder to the barrel. That's what you want. So if you're shorter than me, it'll come in. I'm 5'9.5", so I can pretty much fit on most ladder barrels. And if you're a little taller, there's another extension for you for that. You'll see we've got this barrel. It helps really help us identify and work our extension. But we've got also all these other things to do. So we're not going to do every exercise there is to do on the ladder barrel. We are going to do a really fun full body workout together. If any of the exercises do not work for your practice or you're not ready for them yet, then you will omit those, repeat something we did do. Also, you can let me know your questions and comments below because I will go live and answer those questions that you have. Let's get started. So I'm going to have us do a little warm up because I'm not sure if you're coming to this after you've already worked out. If you haven't, I just woke up. So here we go. You take your leg, we're going to do the stretches front. You go in with the leg. You can go like this and up. I like to just sweep the leg across and go up, not going out to the side. And if you want details on that, we have it in the tutorial. Then we bend the knee to the side, flex the foot, arms can just straight behind, and we're just going to round forward. So a little spine stretch forward and up. So you got tall, not into an extension yet, and then you round. And so we're not hanging out over our leg. Yes, it does feel good to stretch that hip like that, but we're warming our hips up, warming up our spine. So I've got this foot flexed and I'm pushing it down to wake up my outer hip here, and I'm standing firmly in the back of this leg here. After 3, let's slide our leg to straight. And then bend and straighten your standing leg just to make sure you're not locking out the knee. And then round forward. And lift it up. Now, if you want to add a little swan back here, you can. You do not have to, especially if extension's not in your practice right now. But you're going to see we're doing a spine stretch forward or a tree standing up. And then this is where we get a little excited. We're going to slide forward and pull it back. So I'm not using my arms. I'm going to use this standing leg and my stomach. Slide forward, pull it back, forward, pull it back. Now this one is extra credit. See if you can, without hiking your hip, lift the leg up 1, 2, 3, and on the third one, it sweeps to the front. Your standing leg goes to the back. You bend this knee. We do another warm up. Big stretch, it's like a mermaid. And then side bend away from it. So this foot, I'm pushing down into it, helps activate the muscles around the hip so it doesn't feel like, ugh, what is happening in there? A lot of muscles around our hip joint that we can stretch and strengthen at the same time. After 3, we slide this leg out. Same thing, you're going to reach up and over. So I'm pushing this leg down and then up and over. And reach. Ooh. And these arms are connected to the back, so it's not just some choreography or some dancer move. I'm not a dancer, so it's not that graceful. And all the way up and over. Now, again, we're going to slide and pull. The side version is much harder than the front version. So if you did the front, couldn't do the side, don't worry about it. If you need to put your hands down, that's fine. Do it for now. And then you'll notice I'm going to think about lifting the leg 1, 2, 3, and then we turn all the way around and face the ladder. Now, you don't want to sit back. That's what a lot of people like to do. Hips stay over the foot that you're standing on, and then the knees stay hugging, work towards each other. Bend and straighten your standing leg a few times. You'll feel a bigger stretch to the front of the quad. A lot of people do this only for a few seconds. Take your time. Lift your hip points to your frontal ribs. So it's just like up, not back, not tucking, just up. And then just breathe into this. Let this leg open up. I'm pushing my foot into the barrel so I get a lot more hamstring work here. All right, that foot slides down, we turn around. And again, the leg goes across the midline and up, bend the knee and flex. And so now this is our second time doing it. So you kind of have an idea. You get to run through yourself and just notice how your body feels side to side. We all have one side that's a little tighter than the other. And that would be this hip for me. And then take the leg straight. Bend and straighten the standing leg. Find your hamstring, find your glute, find what I call your thas. Push this leg down, not from the knee, but from the hamstring as you round forward. Super important that this leg isn't just resting out here. I'm really working the back of the leg so that my hip flexor isn't the only thing working here, and my spine can go forward and back, even into extension if you want. After 3 of those, if you did so, you can think about it or you can actually do it. Again, try not to use your arms. Just the center moves forward and back. And then standing firmly through the standing leg, lift 1, 2, 3. Slide that leg across. Turn the standing leg out. Bend the knee. Oh, big stretch. And again, from side to side, there's going to be differences. And so you can always do the side that needs more love first, then the stronger side, then that other side again. So if you need to pause me to do your other side twice, you can. Then slide that leg out. Same thing. Big side bend up and over. And so it's not about how low you can go in your side bend, but how long you can be in your side bend. Awesome. Then we slide. So we're not trying to hike up this hip to do it. So maybe thinking about it. And then remember, I'm just thinking, but you might be able to lift 1, 2, 3, turn to the back, bend and straighten your standing leg, get your hip points up to your ribs, and breathe. Enjoy the stretch. All right. So while we're letting our quad get a little stretch, if you love Pilates classes, you love being guided, you love to nerd out, at onlinepilatesclasses.com, we have mat, reformer, tower, chair workouts so you can enjoy some accountability and nerding out on some different themes. Okay, so now we're going to take that leg off. You should feel nice and warmed up in your legs, a little bit of warm up in your spine. Let's keep going with that. So you want to have your feet, they can be on the bottom rung or they can be anywhere, including way up at the top. Now, depending on your body is what you're going to want to choose. So some days I like to start down at the bottom rung because it just feels really good and I can get to the back of my legs. Some days I want to be up here where I have a little even more reach. So you choose. Let me know in the comments which one you chose. And then wrap your arms around your waist. We're going to do some short box. You're going to round back. So when I go back, this is where people get a little scared. You're standing on the back of your legs. I'm not hooking my feet, right? If you hook your feet, you're going to turn on your hip flexors. We want the whole leg working. And then you round up and over. And so as we warm up the spine even more, we're doing that same round and at a same extension, just a little bit bigger. And the cool thing about the barrel is I can feel a part of my spine doesn't want to go into extension on its own. For me, it's my upper back. So I try to get my entire thoracic spine on the barrel before I tip my head down. Let's do one more of those. And then we're going to roll all the way up. And we're going to sit on top of the barrel. And you can use a bar if you have it, or you can hook your thumbs, okay? So again, place your feet where you want them, stand on your feet, lift the arms up, and right here you can watch. I can be relaxed or I can stand. You should feel like your hamstrings and glutes are on. The bar is not up over your head, like vertical. It's up, but it's like kind of in front of your ears. And then you're gonna lean back and you're gonna lift up. And when I go back, I work on moving from my pelvis to the crown of my head, not my back first. So that way I open up the front of my hips and I reach. And again, open up the front of the hips. How far back can you go? If you're looking at the ceiling, not very far. But if you look at the tip of your nose, pretty far. One more. Awesome. Stay at the top. We do that side to side again. So we did a little side bend when we were standing on doing the stretches side, and now you can get your spine to do it over here. So it's up and over. If you feel the weight moving from hip to hip, it is. You want to feel like the weight is even across both sit bones. Then stay up tall, twist the body, lean out, lift up, unwind, twist. So again, the legs stay reaching. If one leg is straightening and one leg is bending, you know that you're twisting from your pelvis as opposed to getting that waist to move and the pelvis following the lean, right? Let's do one more each side. And then if you want to go around the world, we're going to do that today. So we're going to twist, open up into that flat back, twist and up. Look at the tip of your nose when you open up. I promise it feels more possible. Woo! All right. So now we got our arm back connection really going. We have our legs really working. Our spine is getting really limber. So let's go into our tree. Grab the back of your leg and then straighten and bend. I slid my hips down off the apex for this. You'll definitely want to do that. So you're going to straighten and bend a few times. And then you're going to walk up to your ankle, point and flex your foot. Ooh, big stretch across back of my calf through my foot here. And then we do a little shave from the reformer. Bend your elbows, head to your knee. You rock back. I try not to slide around for this unless I have to for placement. You want the apex to hit your lower back there. And then I stand in my leg that's in the barrel or in the ladder. And the one that's up to the sky is reaching to touch the ceiling. And I can go overhead. If I want, I can even take my arms over. And then they come up, head comes up, and you walk up. So hugging your outer hip of the leg that's up to the ceiling towards your inner thigh of the leg that's on the ladder barrel. Now, do not take your hands off if you're scared or think you might fall, okay? You should feel really secure. And again, if you're hooking your foot to feel secure, then we're not connecting to the right muscles. And so what I would love to do is see you do that. And I can't do that here on this platform, but if you're a member of onlinepilatesclasses.com, I can. Let's switch legs. You can send in a video of yourself and I can see how you're doing the exercise to give you some feedback. But really try to stand on the back of this leg. Only go back as far as you feel safe, right? Hold this leg up and down 3 times. Pulling the shoulders nice and wide. Walk the hands up to the feet. Flex and point. Pull your head towards your knee. And then walk down and go back as far as you can feel your spine articulate. And then walk it back up. And walk it down. Reach that leg up to the ceiling. Can you hug your outer hips towards each other? Hopefully you're feeling your spine open up even more. This is like the 9th time it's gone back into this supported extension, right? And reach. And again, if you want to take your hands overhead, we're not going to do it today, but there is on this channel a tutorial that will show you how to do the walkover, which is the cartwheel off of the ladder barrel. All right. Okay, so now let's do some side sit-ups. So there are side sit-ups down at the top of this. I'm not doing those today. I'm going to teach you the ones standing because I find them to be really, really supportive and really helpful for teaching what your side body should be doing. So we're not going to lean like this. Okay, we're going to try to mirror the barrel. So take your hands behind your head, interlace them, and then lift up and over, and then up and over. And again, all the way up and over. Oh, and all the way up and over. Reach, 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 reach. And lift all the way up. So you can do that is if you felt you were side bending to mirror the barrel and side bending this way, if you want to go up to another level, take your bar or take your arms straight overhead. And then you do the exact same thing. Now that your arms are longer, it makes it harder. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Go ahead and turn around. So the legs are straight. Arches of the feet are on the bottom rungs. The top leg is back. And then hands behind your head for 3. Let's do one more before we straighten the arms. And then grab your pole, take your arms overhead, and 3 more. See if you can keep your head in between the gates of your arms evenly, meaning that you don't let your top arm get close to your head. Oh, it's so hard to do. All right, loves. Now let's continue on with our amazing workout here. Let's continue on. We're going to do some Swan. And speaking of Swan, we did some short box already, and we are going to do some Swan. The short box and this Swan are really great supports for reformer workouts. And we have a 60-minute full body. It's the entire, every single exercise on the reformer. You can check that out. So here we go. We're going to go into our Swan. I'm going to show you a prep version first, and then I'm going to do the big one with you, okay? And you can decide which one you want to keep. So the feet go on to the bottom rung, and the second from the bottom rung turned out. Knees are bent like a frog, and you're going to slide down and drape over the barrel, okay? So if you're in shorts, you want to put a towel here, by the way, because you're just going to get a little stuck. Then you're going to take your hands and interlace them behind your head, and you're going to push your head into your hands to lift up into a baby swan. It's not huge. I'm not going to my lower back at all. I'm just opening my collarbones, dropping my shoulders. And then this is the key where you get to practice pulling your stomach up and rounding down. So we're lifting and then we're rounding. Lift and round. If you thought you were only going to work your stomach, you were wrong. My legs work so hard to make this happen. One more. Okay, you can stick with that or take your arms down, and then you'll take your arms. So you notice how when your arms are down, they kind of just hang here. Let's pull your shoulders on your back and take your arms at the level of your ears. Now reach your tailbone between your knees as you lift your frontal hip points up and you come back. And then you lower down part way, push into your legs like you're doing a frog or footwork on the reformer, and then lift your arms up to get a little bit longer of an extension, and then bend your knees and come back down. Now notice I didn't bend my knees the second back bend because we don't want to do that. So the knees are bent here, tailbone between the knees, big back bend, lower reach, and then get long. Knees stay straight, my hamstrings are working, stomach is lifting, and then pull it in. Two more, lift, reach. I find a lot of people like to do Swan on the reformer before doing it here on the ladder barrel. And if you don't have access to one, I get it. But if you do, this is the place to practice it because your platform doesn't move. And you have a barrel. Whew, let's take our feet down and stand up to kind of help you, right? Another place you can practice your Swan is on the mat. We have a full 30-minute full body workout on the mat, is the entire mat order. So I do hope you check that out. Okay, so now let's come outside of our barrel. We're going to come to the front and we're going to do some stretches. So you're going to take your hips to the back, knees bent here, and you get to do the exact same thing we did sitting but standing. So we stand in the back of these legs and we round back, and now you take your arms overhead and they can grab the top rung. Now, if you're super flexible, maybe you're like, I'm ready for the second one. Just take a moment and reach your arms from your back, not your shoulders into your ears, but reach your arms from your back and stand into those legs. And then take the arms up. They can wrap around your waist. You round forward, and then you lift your hips, legs get straighter, and we do a standing spine stretch forward here, right? We pulse 1, 2, 3, just like you would on the mat. Bend your knees, get that sacrum on the barrel, wrap your arms around your waist, round back, take the arms overhead, grab the second rung. And again, stand in the legs and reach your arms. So we're not pulling, we're reaching. Reach in two directions. The legs are reaching, the arms are reaching, and your back is working this extension. Notice how this is going to help future swans. And then the arms go around the waist, you round forward, and we pulse 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go back, and you're going to take your arms overhead. Now, you can keep repeating that if you want to take this up another level, and it really is going to depend on your practice. If you're new, we're going to skip this today. If you've been doing this a while, then here's another option. You're going to reach into your arms. So again, we're not hanging, we're reaching. Squeeze the legs together, they float off the mat, and you do little corkscrews. So you circle the legs one way and then the other way. Reach and reach and reach and reach. And then the feet come to the floor. You take your hands up to the second rung, then to the first rung. Get settled in your legs. They're separated and they're bent. Arms around your waist. Round forward and pulse 1, 2, 3. Now you can repeat that, or you're going to go back, take the arms overhead, Maybe even go pull and take yourself down another rung. And then you're going to take your legs and you're going to circle them up, open, around, and together. Big circles. 3 times, reverse. If you're like, what? That's why you do the small circles for a while. And then you get your feet to the floor, you walk your hands up the rungs, you just slide yourself over the barrel to find a spot where you feel really supported through the lower back. If you want to grab your head with your hands this time, you can. Wrap those arms around your waist, round forward, counter stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, roll all the way up. Woo! Hopefully you feel super stretched out, strengthened, and connected. That is what I love about this ladder barrel. We can work flexion, extension, side bending, twisting, tall back. We did all of the spine shapes that there is. At onlinepilatesclasses.com, all of our workouts are taught by myself and certified instructors, fully comprehensively trained on all pieces of equipment. Why does that matter if we only have classes on the mat, reformer, tower, and chair? Well, it's because we know how to pull from inspiration from the other piece of equipment when we create the workouts. And we can really help you break down an exercise and make it work for your body so that you can build onto your own practice with autonomy, but also the accountability and incredible community. If you have questions about how OPC works, go to onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. Check out our trial. Check us out. Send in a video of how you do an exercise and give you feedback. That is something all of our members get to have. And make sure that you are patting yourself on the back for the workouts that you do. It's so, so important. This is really, really fun. The ladder barrel is something that has some great pieces of exercises on it. And I really love exploring how these different exercises support our mat and our reformer. So check out all of our workouts here on this channel, and then check out onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. Thank you so much. If you have questions, comments, drop them below, and I'll see you on my next live Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific time.